All right, Kevin. It's officially the end of an era. This is a little sad.
What happened?
Best Buy is no longer doing media department stuff. No more physical media at all.
That was our old department.
I know, man. Literally, this podcast wouldn't exist without the media department at Best Buy. So, salute. They actually started phasing out the physical media in October, but I just saw pictures of Best Buys like just emptying out the shelves, taking them apart. I was like a little sad. It doesn't matter because we're doing a podcast. We don't work at Best Buy anymore. We're podcasters now. It's the Far Left Lane podcast. Welcome back. Kevin and I are going to play some games today. We're gonna get political. We have to. It's part of the contract. How's your week going? How's your weekend, man?
Pretty good. I was at
Doing anything fun?
we had a birthday party for my dad earlier, a couple hours ago, so I just got back from
How's
that.
your dad now?
66.
Okay, probably like same age as my parents then.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm just kind of having a lazy weekend, so I'm glad we're doing this because this makes me feel like I'm doing something.
Being productive.
Have you seen updates on the Apple Vision Pro since last week when we talked about it?
Like new videos, like reviews.
Like, sort of just the conversation, because it's like this cultural phenomenon thing, right? Everyone's posting videos, and
Mhm.
now everyone's returning them. I think it's
Oh, I
mostly
didn't
just
know
the
about that.
I think it's mostly the YouTubers.
Hmm.
I got into a little Twitter beef with this guy who I called him out for that. I saw one of his posts in the feed, and it was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna return my Apple Vision Pro, and I
It's
just
just
couldn't
like a
help it. I really
clickbait type video
I
upload
left
they're
a
doing.
I left a comment being like, I said something like very calculated. I see what you did. You bought the thing for the viral video and unboxing and stuff,
Yeah.
and then hoping maybe it would monetize your channel so you can like maybe keep it. But then that didn't happen. So you're like, okay, now I can make the viral return video and be all indignant. It's the first time someone ever like got in my DMs and was like, how dare you? And I was like,
Whoa.
geez, I meant no disrespect. It was an uppity gay man, to be fair. So I didn't catch that part of it. It felt like a personal attack from me, but I was just saying what everyone was thinking, you know?
Why'd you have to pick a gay man to say this to though?
I
I'm
didn't
just
target
kidding.
him.
I'm just kidding.
When I went back and I looked at his page and I saw the little flag, I was like, okay, I need to deal with this person differently. I can't like be like, yo, bro, I see what you're doing with your little Apple Vision Pro scam.
Why didn't you think the Apple Vision Pro was fabulous? That's how you.
Oh, that's a clip. Um, yeah, I gave him. I said, I'll give you a follow and I'll take down the comment. I didn't mean to be snarky, and then I read like one of his posts and I was like, oh yeah, I can't follow this guy. He's not interesting, and he's a drama queen. Um, what what do you say we just get into a game, dude?
Okay.
Actually not a game. This is gonna be a new segment because I put a lot of work into this.
What do you got there?
It's the Guy Fieri
Oh, trash
trash
can
can
nachos.
Nacho game. Thank you, Guy Fieri, for sponsoring this segment. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull out like out of a hat random things, user submitted things. These are all kinds of things, dude. You gave me some ideas. I put some in here. We hit up our friends. We're just gonna pull it out and we're gonna talk on the subject for a couple minutes. See if we can make it interesting
Okay.
without any preparation. It's kind of an improv game, you know. All right.
This could just be conversation topics, right? It's like, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Or is it
exactly.
or is
And
it a game where it's like name something that's related to this?
I mean, we could see how this game naturally evolves, but I'm
Okay.
thinking right now, let's just pull it out and just talk about whatever it is. And there's no trickery going on here. Okay, first one. I know who did this one too. That's funny. Shrimp. All right,
All right, do I need to
dude.
think
What do
about
you?
what would Guy do? What would Guy? I always say Guy Ferrari because it's easy. I
Yeah,
know that's not how
you
you
know
say it.
his name is actually like pronounced Fieti, which is
Fieri.
weird because there's no T in there, but it's like that Italian thing where they just say things wrong. All right, so let's talk about shrimp, dude. Do you have any thoughts on shrimp? Just top of
Uh,
mind. What it,
I actually eat shrimp. I know I think we had a conversation about this before. You don't like shrimp. It's like bait food, which that makes
I,
sense.
I mean, it's just growing up all the fishing. Like I think of them as bait, and also as little bugs. You know,
Yeah. I don't
I
like to
will
I
eat
don't
them
like to
though.
think about it though. I like to just eat it, I
Yeah.
guess.
I'll eat them. I mean, I especially could eat some like some fried shrimp. Everything fried is good. Put it on a po' boy. Put it, dip it in some coconut flakes.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett it up. Yeah, I'm not really picky about anything anymore. It's not something I would seek out. But then again, I did recently make an andouille shrimp uh, jambalaya, so
Oh.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
opposed to it.
I enjoy shrimp. I make it for Marley a
Thanks
lot
for
too. It's one of the few
thanks
proteins
for
that she eats.
submitting shrimp because I feel like this promoted a lot of conversation, very meaningful conversation.
Did I
Let's
say
do another
shrimp?
one. No, 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 no.
Oh,
Okay. Tell me when.
when?
Oh, I like this one. We got recycling. I
Recycling.
have a I have a couple things that immediately I
Democrat.
think of.
Is this R&D game?
I actually that is kind of one of the things that makes me think of our friend Dan Brown when he would at my house
Hmm.
back in Vero Beach, Florida. We had a recycling system in the house, and I remember when he was over there and he like had a can of Coke or whatever. He's like, "Where's the trash can?" It's like actually rinse it and recycle it in the garage. He's like, "I thought you guys were Republicans." I was like, it was one of those like snarky comments that stuck out to me. Yeah, I've always been a recycler.
You know
Um,
that it is a running joke though. I remember joking with Dan about that before, like
mm,
a long time ago when we all used to live in Florida. Um,
yeah.
I think we threw out some garbage or something. It wasn't cool. I think we may have littered, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine. We're Republicans." And yeah, for the record, I would not do that now. I was just a dumb kid.
We can edit this out. We were all dumb kids, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I encourage everyone who listens to our show to get on board with recycling and composting. I mean, it's really not a lot of work, and take care of our planet Earth. Why not?
Yeah, as long as your city has, in Alabama, it's actually very difficult to recycle, so I
Hmm.
would do that though if
You have to take it to a facility.
yeah.
That sucks. Yeah. Okay. Well, Alabama, you could do better. Let's go to another one, dude. Also, anyone at home who thinks they have an idea for the bucket, put it in the comments section, and maybe we will pull it out. Okay. We're talking about watches for a minute.
Okay.
Watches. Are you a watch man? I don't think I even know.
Uh, Only when I worked at Fossil. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only time I can remember you wearing a watch, and I think it's because it was a free watch. you know?
yeah, I enjoyed it when I had it, but the one that I had, it broke, the automatic one.
Oh yeah.
I loved that watch too. I was like, oh, it looked really nice. It seemed like it was expensive. I think it was if we didn't have that Fossil discount, and it was an
Right.
outlet product. Um,
Right. Oh, I forget about that. It was a Mills mall, an Opry
yeah,
Mills mall.
but
And I wish I still had my free Fossil watch, my automatic one. I love that thing. I thought it was so classy.
mhm. Yeah, I
It was stolen.
I have no desire though to get a watch that I have to charge. Like I know there's a lot of people that like Apple watches and stuff.
Right.
Um, I'm not interested. I could just use my phone.
I like the Apple Watch for all the health uh metrics and things that I like to pay attention to.
Hmm.
But yeah, it is kind of a pain. Like this thing is, I think it's down to like 2.5 maybe days, 3 days, and I have to charge it.
Yeah.
Uh,
The
geez,
idea of
that's
having to charge another device to me sounds like outside of like, your phone, laptop. Like
right.
I don't need other things to charge.
When we did our coolish or foolish segment, it made me really think about how many stupid devices I have that I just don't charge. Like my smart water bottle, I just don't charge it. I just use it like a water bottle. It's just such a pain, dude. Um,
And it's just
what do we
telling you
do?
how much liquid you're drinking.
Yeah, basically. Or if it's been a while since I've had a drink,
Take a sip. I guess you could just get a push notification telling you to do that on your phone.
Oh, who was this? I forget who this was. I think this was Jake, actually. Shout out to Jake for fungus.
Oh,
Uh, First thing it makes me think of is Incubus, Fungus Among Us, but also it makes me think of getting high, like mushrooms and sauteed mushrooms and shit. I don't know. I think mushrooms are great. Some people are really turned off by them, which is weird.
have you ever seen that weird Joe Rogan clip where he's interviewing this guy and he's like talking about like mushrooms? He's like, I can't speak a lot about this, but you need to cook your mushrooms. Like,
Oh, I have seen that clip. It was like, damn, I know who it was too, and it was like,
it was really weird. Joe's like was pushing him and he's like, I can't say anything. He's like, oh,
I
okay.
can't.
It's like
That's a really
big
fun.
mushroom is like out to get him or
Yeah,
something. I don't
I wish I
I
could
don't
remember who that
understand.
was because I'd love to look up that clip, but I'll just look up the Joe Rogan mushroom guy. Uh, ha, when you were a kid, were you picky about mushrooms?
I don't think I like mushrooms. That's something more as I've gotten older that I enjoy
I
them.
think it's that way for me as well.
I think my fried mushrooms was like the gateway food, my gateway drug.
Mm, fried is always the gateway
And I think it
to
was from the
making.
patio. Do you remember the patio restaurant? That's where I had
I do.
fried mushrooms the first time.
Um, okay, here's a
YouTube.
YouTubers. We're kind of YouTubers now in a way. I mean, I check analytics and I think about clips and stuff, so I think that's kind of YouTuber-ish.
Yeah.
So I can't really say anything bad about them. I think YouTubers are great people, really handsome guys, handsome, smart, handsome. We're we're YouTubers, dude. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers?
Um, that's a good question. I feel like I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but usually it's not like I'm not like a fanboy of any. Like I used to watch Joe Rogan a lot when he was on
Mhm.
YouTube. That was like the main thing that I used
Oh
to
yeah,
watch. Um,
they're coming back to YouTube actually. The new Spotify deal is going to be on
oh, I
like
heard
all
about that.
platforms.
Um, I don't know. You tell me some that you like. Let me look at who I have because I'm drawing a blank right now.
Um, I like Rhett and Link. I
Red
like
Link is good.
Drew. I like Drew Gooden.
You know, Eddie Wachowski is the one that told me about Good Mythical Morning
Really,
several
that
years
makes
ago.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't like them anymore.
probably
Uh,
not. Yeah.
they're pretty edgy. I like a lot of food YouTubers. I would say that's the biggest
Okay.
thing I'm
What's your
kind of
favorite
obsessed with.
food,
Chef John.
Jeff
Chef
John?
John is the man, dude. Everything I know about food is probably because of him or J. Kenji Lopez Alt. And he's a real deal YouTuber. He's even gaming now. He's like a chef and a writer for New York Times, and then he's a gamer, YouTube gamer. He's so interesting. Um, I don't know. If you can't think of any, that's fine. We'll do one more and then we'll move on. We have a lot,
Okay.
lot
Yeah,
more
I was
planned.
I was like, where are my subscribers at? Or my
Oh,
subscriptions. But
okay. A little out of season to talk about chestnuts, but I have a couple thoughts on chestnuts. Um,
I have no opinion on chestnuts.
Dude,
Never think about them.
I never really used to think about them because I've never had one. I've always wanted to roast one on a fire, but then I took that comprehensive food test, and it was one of the 6 things out of 204 markers they said you should avoid chestnuts.
Really?
So random. And I'm such a Christmassy person. It really kind of broke my Christmas heart.
You can still have
But
those little Christmas tree little Debbie snacks, right?
I don't know if I want those. I'd rather have the chestnuts. I'll just get an EpiPen. I want to stay away from the chemicals. No offense to the Little Debbie Corporation, you know.
Big Debbie's gonna get you, man. You better watch out.
I just realized, yeah, I was like, I'm messing with
I
the
know it says she's
wrong
little.
people.
Yeah, it's ironic. She's actually huge.
um, Coincidentally, that Big Debbie is a Good Mythical Morning character. One of their
Oh,
guys
really?
dresses up like a Big Debbie, and he was kind of good callback or whatever. Hey, last week I did that silly cosmic charades thing, and I thought it was kind of
Oh
actually
yeah,
a
yeah.
funny
I got one for you.
segment.
You ready?
Okay,
Space
let's
theme. All right.
okay. One word.
Uh, how do I say first word
First
without?
word.
Okay, yes. Um,
Is it one word or is it multiple words?
It's 2 words.
Okay, so
Okay.
two words, first word.
Oh, I have to
Okay.
do that. Okay.
Two.
See, I'm new to
Yeah.
this. I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
It's
Ready?
cool. Strong. Uh, it's like kind of.
Hold on, you can't see because of the
Is it?
stupid background. Um,
Is it? Are you posing? Is it a pose?
yeah.
Is it a sound? Is it a sound like?
No. I'm just trying to get you
Okay.
to say the word that
Wow.
I'm.
We talk a lot during charades.
If
Charades
I should
purists
I should get a
are out there
whiteboard.
like freaking out. Okay, so you're
Remember,
posing,
it's
you're flexing,
remember it's a
fighting.
space thing. Uh,
Right. Tough.
I'm trying. I'm gonna tell you the
Go
first
to the
word.
second word. Go to the
Okay.
second. No, no, I think I
Oh, the
got it. Go
second
to the
word's
second
gonna be
word.
hard. I can't. It's not a sounds like. All right, ready?
Right. Titan's moon. The moon of Titan. Oh, I thought the first thing was Titan, and then that looked like a moon.
Um,
Oh, okay. That's something is Big Bang.
similar.
It kind of could be Big Bang. It could work. Just say it. Say it's Big Bang. No one will know.
All right, so I was trying to do super. I was trying to be like a Superman, supernova. But the nova, I was
Oh,
trying to do a star exploding. I wasn't sure how to.
yeah. I actually did kind of think you had like a Captain America pose in one of those.
That
So I was
yeah, but I
thinking,
was like
yeah,
Superman.
I was,
It's hard to
I was,
do.
no, I was thinking superheroes, and I was kind of thinking on that. That was kind of a tough one. Nova, I don't think I would have got that.
I realized I was like it would have been fun. I knew you weren't going to get it right away, but I was hoping that you might. I thought you'd be like, what's he doing? Super. I
I
knew the Nova thing was going to be really challenging though.
Yeah, that's tough, dude. I don't even know. Is there any sound like for Nova?
I should have done
Uh,
sounds like and then like supper. I'm like, it sounds like supper.
uh,
Super.
all right,
Okay.
we'll keep trying to get better at cosmic charades, but for now we should do space talk. Um, all right, so we both talked about this a little bit before. There's this like program if you want to test out like a to be a Martian,
Hmm.
you could sign up for a year with I think a few other people. I think we're also in the right age range.
Yeah, I think
It
it
would
was
be
like
perfect.
30 to 50 years old or something like that, or 55.
Man, if only you didn't have a family and a career, and I didn't have like a cat and like a cat, then we could sign up for that and do it together. That'd be cool, man.
It's a paid
Um,
gig too, but I don't know how much it pays. Yeah, it's 4 people total.
I read in the details that it said you could get compensated if you request it. So I think for some people, it's like eccentric millionaires or scientists who
Hmm.
may not need the money, but then there's a way you can get paid, which I thought was odd.
Interesting. Yeah. Hmm.
The There was a show that came out 4 years ago on Showtime called Moonbase 8. It was like a limited series, like a dark comedy.
Hmm.
Um, it was just like three funny comedian actors who were like in a program, just like we're describing. And they actually, so weird. I totally forgot about this until I wrote it down. There was a fourth person because it's like a small cast. It's like a small show, but there was a fourth person, and it was Travis Kelsey, who was the random fourth
Really?
person on the mission. I totally forgot about that. So strange.
Sponsored by the NFL.
Anyway, yes. Um, America's team. I would do this, dude, if I really didn't have anything
Obligations.
else. Yeah, which I kind of don't. But like, still,
You have
I
a
don't know.
cat.
I think I have a cat and a lease and a podcast. I
Yeah.
got and then some plans and family that I should be on call for. So it's not really right for me, but I would love to do this because it was like
I don't think it'd
I
be
don't.
easy to stay with the
Oh,
same 4 people for an entire year.
I think it'd be
Never
easier to
leave.
stay completely by myself for a year than with three other people.
Yeah.
That's crazy thing to say, but yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be a weird bonding experience, like one of those things where we'd probably come out of it hating each other, but like family,
Hmm.
like, where we'd be like tight forever, and then probably none of us would become astronauts.
I think
It's a
there's an
kind of
element too though where it's like this doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter for testing, but
right,
knowing that in the back of my mind, it's like I'm not actually in on Mars.
right.
I think that
Yeah,
psychological aspect of it, it makes it kind of more difficult, and it should be paid. I feel like if you're gonna.
For sure. What do you think would be an appropriate amount to pay someone for a
I don't know.
year of their
It kind of
life?
feels like I think Mr. Beast did something where he had somebody in a room where he left them in there for a long time and gave them like so much money. To me, it seems like one of those challenges where it'd be like, oh, it should pay
Right.
really well.
You're thinking six figures for
Oh, at
sure.
least, yeah. Because it's a
Yeah. It's
challenge.
a. I mean,
That's an
it
entire
is
year of your
your.
life that,
Yeah. It's you're on the clock for a year. So yeah, it
yeah,
is a big commitment. It is interesting, like how they're trying to make it as real as possible. With like limiting the resources, deliberately making equipment fail,
yeah,
making their communication with the outside world really
delayed.
delayed.
Yeah.
Um,
What is it,
all
six
those things.
minutes or 8 minutes or something like that between
I'm not,
Earth and,
that sounds right, but I'm not sure.
I'm sure it
Yeah,
varies depending on the orbit.
right. And they are doing things like spacewalks, which I don't know how they simulate that, but
Yeah.
whatever. I would totally do this. If you would do this, write in the comment section that you would do this, and that's it. Just say yeah, I do it.
We'll like
I just want more
comment.
people. I
We'll
want more
thumbs
people
up
to leave
it.
comments. Yeah. Um, the James Webb Telescope had some updates this week. I think you probably read this, and
Yeah. So
I didn't.
they they detected geothermal activity inside uh these dwarf planets, Makemake and Eris.
Wait, what was the first one?
Makemake.
That's what it's called? That's so weird.
I it's spelled Makemake, so
That's
yeah, it
that's
is weird.
odd. Maybe it's Maki Maki.
Maybe that's
Like
it. I just
if it was discovered by like a Japanese person.
is that how you spell Maki?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
I think that just sounds
I'm gonna
cooler.
call it Makemake.
Could
Um,
make.
yeah. So originally they thought like these are just like cold icy objects, you know what I mean? Like out in the Kuiper Belt, so past Pluto.
Right.
Um,
But it
but
was
yeah,
heat
apparently
and
they're
hot.
detecting
Hot?
heat. Yeah, they're seeing gases and stuff, and so
Okay.
they're like, oh, maybe there could be life in all
Uh,
these different places.
That's a cool mystery. I love a cool mystery.
Yeah.
Um I didn't keep up with James Webb
I think this is
recently.
pretty recent. Yeah, this was like within the
Yeah.
last couple of days. So,
The coolest thing in the past couple of days is definitely Sora.
hmm
Um, anyone that doesn't know, it's the OpenAI text to video tool that they just started showing like some of the first videos, and it's incredible and scary. I mean, it is really scary because it seems like in a year how much we've improved or they've improved that technology. It just feels like nothing is gonna you see without seeing in person will ever be
yeah.
real anymore.
Did
I
you
mean,
did you hear they're all like I think this was like a day or two ago. There were the different big tech giants were had some agreement where they're gonna like not allow political deep fakes. Um,
but
they all it's a
how do you
volunteer thing. I don't know how you filter that.
yeah, how do you like when you have like a misinformation campaigns in other countries, they're not playing by the rules.
That's true.
Um I just think it's one of those things you can't regulate it. Um
Although
and we've talked
I
about
don't know if that means that you don't try, but
no,
yeah,
of course, but I think it's just one of those things we have to just accept from this point on. Once that Sora thing tool came out, it changes kind of everything in media in every possible way. I
right.
mean, some of the clips I saw, like the ones that really blew my mind, like made me uncomfortable. I'll make a dumb comparison at the end of this. We're like Nigeria in the year 2056, and it looks pretty realistic. I mean, I'm like, it's not crazy. It's not like flying cars and stuff,
Is it
but it
predicting
is
the
like
future? Does it know?
it kind of feels like it is. I mean, the video that also the historical footage of California during the gold rush, like drone footage, that's also an interesting thing. If you haven't seen this yet, anyone listening, you could also tell it like not just like a bunch of complicated things you want in the scene. You could tell it how you want it to be filmed. You could say, I want to have a nice low angle in black and white color halftone pattern. You could say, I want to have drone footage. You could tell it to do anything.
Hmm.
It's a filmmaking tool now. But yeah, that California Gold Rush video was just bizarre. The Nigerian one was really freaky. The plastic chair
I saw
excavation
that. That
video,
was like,
that one gave me like creepy vibes because I'm like, that's like how it feels when you're having like a bad trippy nightmare. Like ugh.
yeah.
I don't know, dude. I
Some
have
of the
mixed feelings
folding
on this
stuff
whole thing.
actually kind of reminded me of the old AI generated video stuff that I've seen. You know where
Yeah.
you've seen those videos? I don't know if those were text to AI. They may not have been.
Mm.
They may have been like I don't know what it was, but I've seen some other videos where it's like make a commercial, and like the AI footage was all like kind of warped like that.
Right.
Like it had some weird artifacts where people's faces look strange and they'd be like laughing and they'd have extra
Yeah. Yeah.
teeth or something. It was really strange.
That was just a year ago.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, the famous video was the Will Smith eating spaghetti video. That was the first, I think. I don't think it was called Sora yet, but it was the same software.
Hmm.
And literally, that was just a year ago. Literally. I had to say it twice. Yeah, so I don't really care for it. I mean, it's a huge achievement
Is it open to the
for
public right
OpenAI.
now, or is it
Not
not yet?
not yet. No. I'm gonna waste a lot of time though when it is
Well,
at first.
we should make a YouTube intro using it.
Oh yeah, we could do that. We could. I mean, dude, if you think about it now, like this is our 21st episode. We have a lot of voice models that we've been making,
Yeah,
and also
trained.
we're on here. They can make a Far Left Lane AI episode at this point, or we can once these things become public.
Oh, then we're out of the job. Dang.
Oh, I hope they do better. Maybe they'll be more talented than we are.
Uh,
Um,
it wouldn't take much for me, you know.
no, that's not fair, dude. I think you're great. And I think you're gonna be great at this game. Do you want to play an AI game?
Sure.
Dude, it makes me think like this game is I'm calling it the Pixar-ified Presidents Preparing Plates. I made it an alliteration because what it is AI images of American presidents eating their favorite foods in the style of Pixar. It's
Okay.
not video, it's just images. So I had to make a couple levels to it because I was like, obviously you could just identify the presidents. Some of them are a little hard to guess actually.
I'm not very good with like unless they're recent presidents. I'm not gonna be or
Uh,
super.
they're just random ones.
Yeah, this is
But
probably gonna
I
be
thought,
challenging
okay,
for me then.
I think it'll still be fun.
Yeah.
But it was making me think though because like you can do instant Pixar videos now. Like Pixar is gonna have to pivot to like live action or something else
Mhm.
because what they do is just not special anymore. All right, let me pull this up. All right, so let's guess who this guy is and what is he eating? I will give you a hint. The food,
President
it's
Colonel
two items.
Sanders.
Two. It's not.
I know. Teddy Roosevelt.
Correct. That's 1 point. Now the food, you're probably going to get a half point here because there's an element to this that's tricky. His favorite food. Teddy Roosevelt's favorite food.
Fried quail.
It's fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Um,
I
fried
thought I
chicken.
thought it was gonna be it does look like fried chicken. I was like, what's
Uh,
something that maybe
you're
Ted.
thinking of like a game bird or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, hunting. Okay, he likes his fried chicken with a specific condiment that's kind of unusual. What do you think that
mayonnaise.
white? No,
Horseradish.
it's white gravy.
White
I guess it's
gravy.
not that weird, but
Oh,
it's.
okay. So it's like
I
he's
would
having
never do that.
breakfast.
So you get 1 point.
Okay.
Fried quail was a very good guess though. Oh yeah, I forgot. I
Does
have to.
anyone do that? Teddy Roosevelt may have.
Yeah, I think he's the only one. All right, here another one.
Which president could this be?
And what's that food he's making? What's his
Obama
favorite food?
making chili.
You got it. 2 points. So you're up to 3 points, dude. Good job.
I'm glad I didn't say baked beans.
Or the wrong president.
Bush. That's George W. Bush eating beans.
All right, who's this guy look like?
All right, so John F. Kennedy.
Correct.
Let's
Making.
see. Is that
Think
an onion?
regionally. No.
No, what's that thing
Oh,
floating
that
above
yeah,
it?
that's a. There's some weird thing just floating there.
Um,
That does kind of look like an onion, but that's just a weird thing. That's AI. Just messing up.
okay.
If you think regionally, then I think you'll get it. You know, like
Soup? Does he have a soup?
it's clam chowder.
Clam chowder. Hey, that's a soup.
Yeah, it's a chowder. Is a chowder a soup?
I view it as a soup. It's in the soup section usually.
I'll give you a half point. Um, uh, clam chowder, kid. All right, here we go.
Okay. Um, I know there was a lot of the early presidents that dressed up like trannies. This is George Washington. George Washington.
No, it's not the first one. No, it's
Uh,
Thomas Jefferson.
this is Thomas Jefferson. Okay.
It's not maybe not
You
a
know
great
what?
one,
It
but
does look the the face is a little more slimming than I feel like George Washington.
slimming. That's a nice way to say it. What's Thomas Jefferson's favorite
Elongated.
food?
Macaroni
And cheese.
and cheese.
Got it. You
It was
get
also
a
Yankee Doodle's favorite.
dandy.
Yankee
All
Doodle
right.
Dandy, yep.
This next one is bad AI, so I'm just gonna automatically give you a pass on it because it doesn't even look like the person who it is.
Is this going to be Jimmy Carter?
It's not.
Okay. Who is it?
John Quincy Adams.
Oh, okay.
The reason it's not, maybe that's what he looked like when he was young, but he didn't have any hair on top of his head, and on the sides it was like down. This is like so inaccurate.
He
And also
loved
his favorite,
apples, huh?
he did. So I'll give you a point for that. He loved apples and pears. That was like his main diet is apples and pears. Weird guy. He's kind of like Steve Jobs, a fruitarian.
Wow.
What's next up here? You got Oh yeah, this is a tough one, the food part. I couldn't remember the food part. He's got a weird taste in food, but there are enough clues here for you to get something about it. Your time is up.
Okay, I don't know who this is. Who is this?
It's Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay. Definitely wasn't going to get that.
And his favorite food is pretty weird. It's rice pudding with lemon sauce.
Okay.
That's strange, isn't it?
That is strange.
I would have never guessed it. So no points awarded that round, but
That's fine.
yeah, they can't all be winners.
That's a president? It looks like a
Yes,
butler
it is.
making pancakes.
You got the pancakes part. Specifically, it's cornmeal pancakes, but yeah, pancake's a pancake. And it is
Kensington.
It's President Kensington. It's Rutherford B. Hayes making cornmeal
Man,
pancakes.
talk about moving up the ladder. Starting out as a butler, making it to president. Way to go, President Kensington.
I think this is actually one of the better ones, AI ones. It doesn't have weird little artifacts and stuff. Okay, here we go.
Benjamin Franklin.
Who's
No?
not a president?
Oh,
And not him.
Benjamin Franklin wasn't president?
Nope.
He was vice president at one
Mm-mm.
point, wasn't he?
No.
He was just a founding father. I thought
Yeah.
I don't know my president.
He was a founding father, an inventor, a horn dog,
A syphilis carrier.
yeah, spreader,
Spreader.
super spreader.
Um, okay, I'm gonna just go for the food. I see
There's a lot of
steak.
things there, but the steak is the main thing.
Do I need to know the cut of beef? Because that's gonna be
No, you get a
okay.
point for that. He liked just a well done steak. All that other stuff is
Donald Trump.
accoutrements.
with ketchup. Is there a ketchup bottle in this picture?
No,
Who is this?
but that's coming. That's Harry Truman.
Okay.
So 1 point awarded. Interesting you just said that about ketchup because this is a really funny one to me.
It says Nixon on. Does it say Nixon? Is that giving it away?
He has his
I
own
mean, it
brand
looks
of
like
ketchup.
Nixon. It looks like Nixon.
Yeah,
What is he eating? Let's see.
it's you'll
Popcorn?
never guess it. It's so weird, dude.
Is that
You'll never
popcorn?
guess it. Nixon's favorite food was cottage cheese with ketchup on it.
Oh,
Is that gross? I think that sounds gross.
yeah. That's a lot of wet things.
It's weird. Sweet, and then I
Yeah,
don't know, dude. Something
I
about
actually
that.
like cottage cheese. I know there's some people that don't like it. I mean,
I
I
could
wouldn't
get
like
past
it.
that.
Yeah, but ketchup
I
and
wouldn't put
cottage cheese, that's strange.
very strange. He's a weirdo. But I did think that was funny. The AI just made Nixon brand ketchup. Um,
That's Jimmy
okay.
Carter for sure.
Yeah.
He's eating some cheese.
Cheese. I'll give you both points on this one because the other element isn't in the image. It's cheese grits specifically is
Oh,
his
okay.
favorite food.
I like cheese
Have you ever
grits.
had cheese
I
grits?
used to,
I've never had a
yeah.
grit.
You never had grits?
Never had a grit. I didn't know what it was until this game and I looked it up.
Are you kidding me? I feel like,
I'm dead serious, dude. I've never had a grit.
dude, my first job when I worked at Hibiscus uh, Coffee and Tea, it was like a cafe. We served breakfast, and I'd have to make cheese grits a lot in the morning. I love
Okay.
cheese grits. It was basically you make grits and you put butter, salt, pepper, and like a block of Velveeta cheese in it.
Oh, that
Melt it all
sounds
down.
great.
It tastes very good. But grits really kind of just taste like nothing. You know what I mean? It's whatever you
Hmm.
flavor it with.
Um, all right, we're coming up to the pretty much the end of the game here. I think you got this one.
Um, is that grilled cheese? I'm trying to see what's in
It is
between the
grilled
bread.
cheese. You got it.
The president though,
It's a pretty good one.
is it um is it George Bush or
No,
Reagan?
it's FDR,
That's FDR.
Franklin Delano
Oh,
Roosevelt.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I
I think it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. He needs to be in a wheelchair though, not in a regular chair.
That might have wheels. There's there's no evidence to prove there are no
I
wheels.
know.
All right, this is
I'm
the last.
playing.
Here's the last one, and this probably is going to be no points awarded, unfortunately, but it is a funny image.
Is that another Roosevelt? Wasn't there two
No,
Roosevelts?
it is not a Roosevelt.
That mustache screaming. He is having fish and pickles.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give you a point for that. It is pickled
Fish.
herring is his food.
Oh, okay.
So that was good deductive reasoning, context clues. Here's the guy though. It's a tough one. Yeah, I think the only reason I know it is because I made it. Oh, I didn't make it. I'm taking credit for AI art now.
Who is it? Tell me. I don't know.
It's Grover Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just kind of went with him because he's a distinctive looking guy and it was a distinctive food. But yeah, that was a tough one. All right, well, you know what? I didn't count your points because the points didn't really matter. But I think you did a good job, dude. And also, I think that Da Vinci, this is the Da Vinci art generator. I think they did a pretty good job.
What company does Da Vinci art?
I think Da Vinci's its own company, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it still sharing screen? Are we
No,
good?
no, yeah, we're good now. I closed it for the
Okay,
recording. Yeah.
nice. Um, what else? What else you want to talk about? What other games you want to play? What kind of
I don't know.
nonsense and trouble you want
We
to get
didn't really
into?
talk about politics or the fact that Jon Stewart returned to the Daily Show. Did you watch the Daily Show on Monday? Or
I
have you
didn't,
seen
but
it?
I heard that it wasn't like a critically received well because he was too critical of both sides.
I I think reasonable people that watch it are going to be like, it was great. It was a good show. I think
Yeah.
people that are partisan, they're going to be like, oh, I didn't like it because they made fun of my guy. But he made fun of both Biden and
Right.
So I don't know. I thought it was
Well,
good.
let's do that. Let's make fun of both. I'm pretty upset about this. You know, the president just got his annual physical, and they said he was in great health physically. Okay, they could say whatever they want, but this is the crazy thing. He didn't get a cognitive test. That's required, and then Corinne Jean-Pierre, I just want to call her KGP from now on. She argued, she said him doing his job is the cognitive test. He doesn't need to get a cognitive test. He's fine. I talk to him every day.
You know
It's
that
like, are you a doctor?
that's kind of
Because then
like
she goes on. Go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say that's kind of like Jon Stewart when he's talking about Biden. He's like he
Yeah.
was showing footage of all these people talking about how Biden's like very competent. He's like record that. He's like you need to be recording that instead of interviewing saying he can do this. Like get out of camera and record it.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair that you could say it, do it that way. Like he doesn't need it. He's proven he doesn't need it. I'm saying I think he's proven he does need it. But hey, it's an election year. I understand that they're not going to put him. It sometimes feels like there's sabotage internally, but not that much that they're going to do the cognitive test. That's shady stuff. I was thinking about it in terms of comparing Barack Obama to Joe Biden. You know, Barack Obama's probably big part of his legacy was an open government, a more transparent government, you know?
Freedom of information.
He declassified like 300 million documents. He had all these different little agencies that were like, no, we need to put everything out there. Let's do this publicly. And the Biden administration is just the opposite. It's just all secretive. You never really know what's happening. You would think that they would be more like similar, paralleling each other, but I miss Barack Obama sometimes. What else is there?
Did you hear
Okay.
about Ted Cruz?
What?
Did you hear about Ted Cruz? He has some like bill he was putting forward for airport security for politicians. Like he wants like special treatment for the politicians through TSA.
Really?
Yeah. It's ironic though because he kind of ran on the platform originally when he was I mean maybe not recently, but several years ago when he was like a freshman senator to abolish the TSA. But now he's wanting the
Oh
TSA
yeah.
to treat him like yeah, that was kind of like the Tea Party
Wow.
thing back then, right? It's like abolish the TSA.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
a little
yeah, I
tone
saw
deaf.
him recently. Him kind of being buddy buddy with Trump. They were both talking backstage at some event. I don't understand how that relationship works. It's like does Ted Cruz not remember
Him making
when
fun of his wife.
Donald Trump
Yeah,
went after his wife? I mean,
and
that is like
he called him a
that's
serial killer, right? Or not like he.
his dad.
Yeah,
His, his dad like was part of the Kennedy assassination or something. Like crazy stuff,
crazy
dude.
Trump conspiracies. I mean, it's like the birther movement.
Yeah.
He just says
Right.
anything that he reads. He just reminds me of like
Yeah.
an uninformed old man.
Anything provocative. Yeah. Anything provocative that he reads, it's like he's like, I'm gonna repeat it.
Yeah. One other thing about Ted
Here's
Cruz though, I was gonna say, is
yeah.
that he apparently he's like polling very closely with like he may lose his seat. Like there's some
Oh,
Democrat challenger, I guess, that they're at the same polling, which is a little strange because you'd
wow.
think since he's been in office for a while, he'd have like maybe more support.
That's
He's the
interesting.
incumbent.
It's a good segue to what I want to talk about here. Is I don't know how I feel about polling. I don't know.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't really I don't really pay attention to it, but a
it's like
big
horse
part of
voting.
polling is when a candidate is awarded Secret Service protection, it's all based on polling, you know? And this committee just awarded Nikki Haley. They voted to give her Secret Service protection, where RFK Jr. has been asking for it for over a year, and they just refuse every time, even though he's doing well if you believe the polling compared to Nikki Haley. None of these
Yeah.
candidates. It's also crazy because RFK Jr.'s had now I think three. One time it was a guy with like fake law enforcement credentials and a gun who came to an event and was backstage. pretty sketchy. And there was another guy who was arrested twice for like stalking behavior. But I mean, the Kennedy family has a pretty well-established history of, needing protection.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that Joe Biden is probably scared of that, like scared of RFK Jr. because he's like maybe a potential rival. I mean, he would destroy him in a debate. But, like Joe Biden's history with the Kennedys, like you would think he'd have more respect.
Yeah.
Especially when there have been.
Who approves? I understand it's polling, but who is responsible for saying yes?
It'd be it's Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security, who's being impeached right now.
Oh, that's the guy that.
He's the guy. RFK Jr. He's a full transparency guy. He posts everything any interaction he has with the government. He's like, here's my most recent request to Mayorkas for protection, and they just turn it down every time. They just say, you're not there. You're not polling like that. You're not a serious candidate, like basically. Whereas Nikki Haley is. That's crazy to me.
That is surprising.
So yeah, the Mayorkas impeachment thing, I guess that's about the border, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so because he's, I guess, all jammed up in court, then it fell to this like subcommittee that voted for Nikki Haley to get the protection. They haven't given it to her yet. They just voted yes.
Gotcha. But they've not voted.
So,
they voted no for RFK.
Now 3 times.
Wow.
And it's so crazy too, because if you compare it to historically other presidents, like Barack Obama was given Secret Service protection 500 days before he took office, really early. Trump gave it to Biden pretty early. Biden's the stingy one, though. He just will not give it to RFK Jr. And I just can't stand that because, like, in the Oval Office, right behind Joe Biden, every time he speaks is the bust of Bobby Kennedy, who is like one of his, heroes. Mm-hmm. So much a hero, he plagiarized his speeches in '88 to running for president. And both Bobby Kennedy and Jack Kennedy and Hubert Humphrey and the Labor Party guy from Neil whatever, the British guy. He was just like, back in the day before internet and stuff, man, he was just going wild with the plagiarism.
Yeah.
But I just think like you clearly respect the Kennedy family. I mean, I don't know. Bobby needs it. But hey, I get it. Maybe they can organically eliminate his opponents.
I heard recently RFK's like he's only on the ballot on one state currently. Like he's having challenges getting on the ballot. Sounds like.
Yeah.
Is it because the Republicans and Democrats kind of have like that system on hold or on lockdown where it's hard to get your name in there?
The two-party system is just what this country is. I mean, we're just not playing fair when it comes to this third-party candidate.
I wonder, should there be like some federal law that kind of makes it so that any independent can be on the ballot? But would people be like, oh, that violates state laws? I don't know what the solution is, but it should be easier.
I don't either. So part of it is, because he has to do like a grassroots campaign. Part of this is that's a good way to make him spend his money because he has to spend millions of dollars just to get the signatures,
Yeah.
So he has to hire a lot of people to go out and a street team. And also that's a big part of it. He has to now, he has to spend a huge chunk of his own money on his own Secret Service protections. So a lot of his campaign contributions are just getting burned up by just trying to get on ballots and just protecting him and his family. It's really playing dirty.
Yeah.
But hey, it's politics. I want to talk a little bit about some updates, some things we spoke about the Tucker Vladimir interview. We got to talk about Alexi Navalny.
Yeah.
But here's the segue. Julian Assange. There's this guy in France. He's like an artist and a curator and a collector. He has a $45 or $46 million art collection. Irreplaceable, priceless stuff. Rembrandts, Warhols, Picassos, all the best stuff. He put it in this safe with these 2 barrels. One barrel is full of acid powder, and one barrel is full of an accelerant. And this safe has all the art stored in it, and it's on a dead man switch. So all I used to do is like send an email or write a text, and now the accelerant and the acid mix together, and it basically just disintegrates all the artwork. So he made a thing saying, if Julian Assange dies in prison, I'm going to destroy $46 million of priceless artwork on this dead man trigger. It's pretty nuts, dude. But he's serious.
Where is Julian
Yeah.
Assange right now?
I don't know. Maybe
I remember when he was. I was following
he was
this.
in,
I remember.
he was in the consulate.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
when he
for
was
a
like.
long time.
I forget what country he was in. Um,
Was it
I remember
was
there.
it Europe?
I
Was it Europe or was it
I
South America? Because for some reason I thought it might be
I
something
think it
in
was
South
a
America.
European country, but I can't remember which one.
I
I just
can't
remember
remember.
there was some like drama with like the people at the embassy saying he's been overstaying his welcome or he's been like a bad
Yeah,
like roommate.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't
I heard
remember
that.
anything after that. I think didn't he? I think he went to jail, right? Is he in jail right now, or is
I
that?
thought I thought he was. I
Yeah,
thought that's the whole
that's
point
the
of this
related to
this
this segment.
guy.
Yeah, I just don't know
Yeah,
where he is. Where what prison is he in?
I don't know. Maybe it's a black site. Yeah, I remember that when he was in the consulate, he was like kind of getting like cabin fever, and they were saying like things like he was skateboarding around the consulate at night, like making a lot of noise, or
Wow.
he wouldn't clean up after himself, like a little spoiled brat. Who knows how much of that's accurate, but it is funny to imagine this political prisoner just like
That could probably be a
have,
funny movie or something, or
it could be. I could see it being like a Pauly Shore movie, like um, so probably a bad movie.
yeah.
All right. So we gotta talk about the heavy shit, and then we'll sign off. Um, Tucker, he did mess up because like this past week, I mean, the interview that was a very important thing to happen, but then just hanging out in Russia, literally just making Russian
Dude,
propaganda.
yeah, the Kremlin must love him.
He's literally like I said it again. He is. I say it so much, literally. Um, he is just making straight up propaganda though. I mean,
Oh
like
yeah,
just being like, look at the public transit system and so beautiful, and
it's working too.
it
Because
looked like
like I know I've had I won't say any names, but I've had some people basically like being like saying really positive stuff about Russia because they're watching Carlson. I'm like, dude, this guy's not a good dude. Like I have to
yeah,
remind them
he's
that. I mean, and we have the news about Alexi. Have you, how do you say what's his last name again?
Navalny.
Avani, yeah,
Navalny. I said it
Navalny.
wrong last week. I said Navalny, but it's Navalny. Um, yeah, it's crazy because I feel like Tucker like kind of for some people at least they were like, okay, he did do some journalism. He's not a traitor. He's not treasonous. And then he went on and he did
Yeah,
those
he's going around to
like
grocery stores. I saw some of the videos. I was like, this does not look good.
it's crazy. And he's also not critically thinking. Like he's like, look at how many groceries I just bought. And it's like, yeah, but you're the American dollar versus the ruble. I mean, you're not thinking like about. And
Yeah,
he's just, I don't know, everything is. And when he's in the subway, it's like, the reason that it's so nice is because like you get locked up in a penal colony if you're homeless in Russia, or if you do drugs in public in Russia. So yeah, there's not like the same issues you would have in New York City, Tucker. It's just disappointing because like it doesn't seem like he knows how damaging this is. If he seems proud of it, like I'm still being a citizen journalist, but no, it's like no, now you cross the line,
yeah.
dude. Now you are what they say you are, a useful idiot. Hillary Clinton said some crazy stuff though. Which I try to do a deeper dive on. I think she might just be wrong. She is wrong sometimes. She said that the translations from that interview weren't even she said it was all just a joke. Like they were just saying like this dumb American, and I'm like, but that was seen by like 500 million people. We would figure that out. Like, if
Yeah.
like the translations weren't happening in real time, honestly. She says they were just mocking him. I think I don't know. I think she just
Hillary
maybe
Clinton, back when Tulsi Gabbard was still a Democrat,
yeah.
she used to Hillary Clinton would like talk shit about her too. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not saying that it's not warranted with Tucker with some of the stuff he's doing, but I
Right,
don't even care what
right.
Hillary
Now,
Clinton says. She could just
yeah.
go crawl
She's a
back in her
loser.
hole wherever she came out of.
She Yeah, she's a loser. She's bitter. Um she's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say
I
anymore.
want a female
But
president one day. I want it to be somebody that's better than her.
yeah, she was a pretty bad option. Um, and Alexi Navalny, I mean, yeah, it's sad. It's really disturbing, actually. He's such a brave guy, who I followed for years, and then it's just like it's it. And I mean, I don't want to imagine how he was taken out.
Hmm.
It could. They're not returning the body, so they don't want us. They don't want the family or a coroner to really figure it out. It could be poison. I mean, that's what they did when he was on a plane from Germany. A lot of people, this is such a dumb thing, but this is how dumb people are. A lot of people started liking him when they found out he was a Rick and Morty fan. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
That was the thing when he was on that plane and people were like taking pictures. They're like, "That's the Russian opposition leader." And then they like look between the seats and he's on his laptop and he's just watching Rick and Morty and laughing and stuff. And they're like, "Look, he's just like a normal guy trying to make Russia better." I feel bad for all the young people in Russia too because they really thought he was the answer. Um, and yeah, I mean, he was on video the day they killed him. You know,
Yeah.
he was on video, healthy, happy, making jokes. Did you see the video I'm referring to?
No.
Where he's like, on a video call with the judge, and I guess he's talking about commissary because he's like, "Judge, I know you're a powerful judge, and maybe you can send me some money if I give you my account number. I'm running low on funds." And he's like just joking about that. That's what I think. That's why I think Putin killed him, because right now a lot of eyes on Putin in Russia, and this is a statement. And also, I'm sending a message, but also it's probably like was just one of those things. He's like, we're not breaking this guy. He's still like, he's in the worst penal colony in the world, the Arctic Circle, Siberian prison, and we're just beating him up, not feeding him, not letting him sleep, and he's still cracking jokes, being like he's been. They also released the video that he recorded before, he was taken, saying like, when they kill me, it will make our movement stronger. He knew this was inevitable.
Yeah, I
Sadly,
wonder
there was
the
no way.
timing with like the Tucker puff piece and like all this stuff. Maybe like it seemed kind of weird with the timing to me. I don't know.
The timing is interesting because there's like, yeah, and then we're also talking about these like intercontinental space nukes and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like there's a lot of things like right now. It seems like he's making some moves, um, but yeah, it's so sad for Alexi, his family, and all his supporters. It's just terrible. It's really, really upsetting, dude. Um, I guess that's a good way to end an episode
Yeah,
on a
I think
real
to
down.
close, I think we should say fuck Putin, not
Yeah,
Russia, not Russia, not all the people.
yeah,
Fuck Putin.
yeah. Not the people, but the Kremlin,
Yeah.
and fuck Russia and the KGB. Fuck all the.
I hope one day they have a non-authoritarian government.
I don't know, it's gonna take a lot.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
how that off ramp, what that would even look like. But
on that note, let's sign off, dude.
all right,
Thanks for talking to me. Thanks for hanging out. Um, love you, man.
peace. Love you too, man.
See you next time, everyone.
Can't see my hand when I do this. I have to go like this.